Hello, I hope you're all having a great day. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different. So I don't normally like bitching out people on Rust, because, it's, let's face it, a fairly toxic community. You're probably going to meet someone who's going to dick you over or annoy you in some way. And that's just Rust. But, this admin was on another level. So the story actually begins a couple days before we started recording, so apologies for not having all the evidence. I didn't realise it would be quite this juicy. So anyway, me and Alpaca Warlord were looking for a fairly low demand server which wouldn't take too much away from our other responsibilities such as uni. So after a while of searching, we stumbled upon this LPR PvE, no raid, no kill, murderers, NPCs and more server. So we thought, hey, let's check it out. And honestly, the first couple hours went well. We built a big base, killed some murderers, put in some supply signals. I even built a big farm to grow some berries in order to make some nice teas, because I hadn't really tried out the mixing table that much yet, and I was really curious to do so. And then, out of nowhere, the admin calls out Alpaca Warlord for bad behaviour, saying that he would be kicked or banned from the server if he continues to disrespect the admin. Unsure what he could have possibly done wrong, we ask, so what's this bad behaviour? In response, we got a pretty vague answer about how he was being disrespectful and to check the server rules. So we proceeded to go and have a look at the server rules, and we actually read through them multiple times and still couldn't figure out which one he's broken. So, once again, we asked the admin, what's he done wrong? This time, the admin gave us a slight bit of clarity, saying it was because he despawned items after buying them from the shop. And this meant the admin had to waste his time restocking it. We then realised what had actually happened. So basically, Alpaca Warlord bought something from a shop with a full inventory, so naturally he was forced to drop it. And as any other Rust player would, he just dropped the least valuable item in his inventory and picked up the thing he bought. But oh no, the admin was not having this. In fact, it took us quite a while for him to even be somewhat content with this answer. But we assumed that was the end of it. There was nothing more to say on that topic. So we played for another half hour or so and then came off. And then, the next day I come on, eager to check my farm, make some more teas. But oh no, what's this? It's gone. Yep, with 72 hours and more upkeep the last time I checked. This was all that was left of it. So, as you can imagine, I wasn't too pleased with this. Now, as this is a no-raid server, and the admin made it literally impossible to destroy someone else's base. As in, you could throw tons of C4 at it and it would do nothing, meaning, there's only one person that could have possibly done this. Because I certainly didn't destroy my farm. Anyway, so I told Alpaca Warlord about this situation and he got pretty angry. And we decided we didn't really want to spend much longer on the server after all that. But as we already had so much stuff, we might as well, do some of the fun things before we go. Now, we're both kind of curious as to how much difference these teas make, because, that's kind of one of the big things we're setting out to do. So, I farmed a lot of corn, and then Alpaca Warlord exchanged it for scrap at Bandit, and then for blood at the admin shop. Okay, side note, so you're probably confused about the whole blood thing. Basically, one of the mods on the server is that there's lots of murderers running around, and when you kill them, you get blood, which is basically the currency at the admin's shop. So, after quite a while of collecting corn and exchanging for scrap, we managed to get enough blood to buy back the majority of berries I had, which meant buying out his entire stock of red berries. And then we spent the next couple hours making some teas and ammo to take on the heli. Then, out of nowhere, Alpaca Warlord gets banned for bad behaviour. And luckily I've actually got some photographic evidence of this one, so here you go, feel free to read along the conversation if you like. But if you don't want to, I'm going to explain it anyway. So basically, I asked the admin why Alpaca Warlord's been banned as I can't see that he's done anything wrong. And the admin says it's because he is disrespecting him by unlooting his town, which he hates. Now, in my 1,000 hours of Rust, I've never once heard the term unlooting, so I asked him what it means. And turns out the admin was mad at him because he bought items from his shop. My friend legitimately got banned from buying too many items from a shop, even though the only reason he bought them was to restock our new farm because the admin deleted the other one. And we still didn't get it all back, but... And then the admin goes on to explain that it's disrespectful because he now has to restock the shops in H24 instead of playing the game properly. Alright, firstly mate, your shop's in B10, not H24, so get your facts right there. And secondly, you see that little admin VIP sign there? Yes, that means he has the ability to teleport and spawn in items at will, so damn, that seems you'd waste what, 30 seconds max teleporting there and spawning in some items? Which, by the way, no one's forcing you to spawn in. After all, you're the admin, aren't you? But no, I guess that's too much for him. Yet he's more than happy to waste probably a lot more time than that deleting our farm. That makes sense, right? Anyway, so we explained the situation again and eventually managed to get Alpaca Warlord unbanned. But this wasn't enough of us this time. We were pissed, and you know what? The admin didn't give any kind of explanation to Alpaca Warlord or even apologise for wrongfully banning him. So pay close attention to the chat here. So you'll notice Alpaca Warlord's just come online, and I'm sure you too, if you were banned, you'd want to ask the admin what happened, right? If you were like really unsure why he banned you. And you'll notice very shortly that a certain admin just so happens to leave very shortly, as if he was almost afraid of this kind of conflict or didn't want to look bad in front of his 6 other players. Oh, sorry, 5 other players. Oh, look, there he goes, running off, good old best of. So, as the admin's just gone off, we think, hey, might as well have a bit of fun. Let's take down the heli, and well, it doesn't exactly go to plan. And with that, we decided to repair and upgrade heli base a bit. Now, by this point, it was pretty late, and there was still no sign of our buddy Bestos, so we came off hoping for better luck tomorrow. The next morning, there was still no sign of the admin, so with the newly upgraded heli base, we decided to try it out once again, and honestly, it went pretty well. Well, eventually. Success! We defeated the chopper. And we also found out that there's a Discord support group, which is a 24/7 help for people who can't contact the admin when he's not online. So this was great, or at least it would have been if we could have messaged the channel. Great job there, admin. Really, really great for those who are new to your server, huh, Bestos? So, while we were waiting to be accepted into the support group, we thought, hey, let's try a oil rig, as we vaguely remember someone on the server saying how it was ridiculously hard or something on this server because they added more NPCs or something, so we thought, hey, let's check it out for ourselves, and spoilers, it seemed pretty regular to us. But hey, enjoy the footage of a cow taking on oil rig. So I think it was around this point we realised we'd actually forgotten to bring the key card, so we missed out on quite a bit of loot, but luckily we managed to find a supply drop, so, well, a few, so we thought we'd throw them on the oil rig, see what happens, so enjoy that! After another long day on Rust, we travel back home with our loot. Still no sign of Bestos. Bestos, are you hiding from us? If so, please stop. So let's go ahead and jump into the next morning, shall we? So we finally got accepted into that support group. Yay! And just like how Bestos deleted our farm, he deleted Alpaca Warlord's first message to him, which basically asked why he got banned. As you know, the admin never even gave him a proper explanation, let alone apologise for wrongfully banning him. So the admin responds saying he has to read the reason which he wasn't given, and basically saying that he'll get a permanent ban if he repeats this behaviour. Wait a minute, let's check those rules again. Oh, what's that? Speak clearly in the chat. It seems kind of like you're breaking your own rule there, admin. Anyway, so he then comes up with a support query, which is what the chat's designed for, and asks why our farm was deleted. And he says it's because of a conflict between two plugins, which, by the way, were actually added after the farm was deleted, but yeah, sure, that's the cause. And so I ask if we can have our stuff back that we lost, and he says, no, it's not possible. And I'm like, mate, you're an admin. We all know you could just spawn it back in real quick. What's so hard about that? The admin ignores my message, but as he is now online on Rust, we decide to go on that to ask him there. By the way, the admin also deletes the in-game chat we're about to have, but I am prepared for this. I am fully expecting him to do this, so I launch my screen recorder, which crashes and I lose over 2 hours of footage. So sad I've only got the first part of the conversation. Sorry about that. So once again, my friend asks, hey, why did you delete our farm? And I just casually slide in how then we lost loads of berries, so we had to go and purchase them again at your shop, which, you know, he got really pissy about because he had to restock it. He kindly responds telling us to stop spamming the chat, even though, as I'm sure you'll agree, it's a very reasonable thing that we're asking, as if you lost a massive structure on Rust, I'm sure you'd want to at least know why it got lost and have some kind of compensation for it. He then throws in how he's not a robot. Well, fucking good, mate, because I'm sick to fucking death with your automated responses, which are very vague and unclear. Oh wait, never mind. You are regardless. And sadly, that's all I managed to record, so it's story time from here on out. So, to cut it short, after a while, and I'm sure not wanting to look bad in front of the other players on the server, he offers us 1 hour of VIP Plus to make up for it. Now, VIP Plus is really only good for your first half hour of the game. If you play like 40 minutes, you can pretty much get all the stuff anyway, as it just basically involves a load of ore and hyper, which we already had loads of, as we had our own quarry, so this was useless to us. What we wanted, as we made very clear to him constantly, was the berries, which used to make tea, so we can brew our tea. At this point, Alpaca Warlord responded saying that we just want our 12 hours of work back on that farm. And then the admin has the audacity to say 1 hour VIP is the equivalent of 12 hours player, which is possibly the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. So, just to clarify, the gather rate on this server is like crazy broken. You can like mine 3 stone or ore and be pretty much set. Like I said, we've got our own quarry. It took us Very little work to get that. What did take a lot of work though was our farm. Finding the berries, planting them, getting all the good clones. As planting your own seeds and farming them is the only unmodded aspect about the server. You've got to wait real time for them to grow. All the naturally spawning plants you get the gather and pre stuff, but not for your own farm. So as you can imagine, it took a lot of work for us, as we had a fridge full of berries and teas. So that's what we wanted back, and we made this very clear to him, saying, no thank you, we just want our berries back so we can plant more and make tea. And after a few more minutes of this, the admin finally says, okay, how about I give you 1,000 blood and 1,000 berries. Now, this isn't nearly as many berries as I had, but to be honest, I feel like the admin's just going to ban us if we ask for more, and we're both pretty tired of this, so we agreed to it. Now, I'd say at this point it's pretty clear what kind of berries we're after, you know, the blue, the red, the white, the yellow, the green, that you brew together to make tea, as I've mentioned several times. I mean, even previously in the chat log at the start, I mentioned how the berries that were lost were the ones we had to replace from his shop, and he knows what was out of stock, so surely he knows which berries we require. Now this dick has the audacity to give us 1,000 blueberries, as in the normal blueberries that were in the game before the mixing table. You know, the ones that you can't plant or grow, that actually are dropped really frequently on the murderers, that can't be used to make tea. And of course, typical admin goes offline straight away, so we can't do anything about it. So guess we're gonna have to fix the mistake for ourselves. So we grab all our scrap, get in the chopper, and go to the admin shop to buy some good old blood for our scrap, and we actually end up buying out all of his blood. Oh no, is that something that the admin dislikes? Well, guess you should have given us the correct berries then. Which, by the way, we also buy as many as we can out of stock. And while we're there, we decide to treat ourselves to a few cheeky supply drops, because who doesn't like those? As we had a lot of scrap left over, we decide to head to Bandit to buy maybe 1 or 2 too many jugs, as apparently this can lag up the server and potentially cause it to crash. bought so many water jugs that my friend ended up getting kicked off the server. We then decided to start throwing down all our supply drops. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a footage of us throwing all of them, but I do have footage of me throwing one on the server, so here's that. Just like, imagine this about times 10.
Oh yeah, cell zone, yo, macaron, yeah, macaron, no, chacaron, 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 chacaron. Chacaron, 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 chacaron.
Here's some footage of the aftermath of it all after we let fall our remaining supply drops.
Oh yeah, cell zone, yo, macaron, yeah, macaron, no, chacaron, 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 chacaron. Chacaron, 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 chacaron.
Then we decided to craft a load of cheap items with full inventory, so we could despawn some more items to attempt to crash that server.
Macaroni toe in the guinea
flow. I be the time with the sugar run in the garden, and I'm in the kidney flow. Then I put the kidney flow. Sugar run, sugar run, sugar run, sugar run. Oh my
But sadly this didn't work. So as we prepared to leave the server, we took all of our resources out of our TCs, leaving the farm one alone, to that be the last one left standing. Then we got in our favourite room of our base and decided to play a little goodbye song. Feel free to add your own lyrics to this one. After we actually finished filming this, I noticed the admin had some little extra rules hidden on his Discord page. So the first lot are the same ones we showed you earlier, which you can access through in-game, but if you scroll down, he's got some rather interesting rules. For example, in order to help you the best, address your admin correctly. Oh, I'm so sorry. Bestos, this whole time. I have not been addressing you properly. You know what, from now on, I feel like I need to give you a proper title. A cunt. I'll be sure to address you like this in future. Now, luckily, this story does have a happy ending. Shortly after, we searched for a new server and stumbled upon this one, which is far more vanilla and significantly more enjoyable. Well, this video ended up being a lot longer than anticipated, but thank you so much for watching and sticking through the whole thing, and I hope you have an amazing day.